Hello. First of all, thank you for meeting with me, first of all. And I think we should get right into it. So first of all, what would it take to get an American driver for Haas? Because y'all are the only American-led team. It's going to be very America focused. Sorry, we're in Texas. What would it take to get an American driver? Because you got K-Mag and then you now have Hulk. And I think that's like the one thing Americans want to see.
Yeah, absolutely. We would like to see it, but I think the answer is not as simple. What would it take? I mean, what would it take is a consequence. So I think what we need to see is to make a development of an American driver, which is very difficult. And we had the last 2 years, 2 years ago with 2 rookies, last year with 1 rookie. And we as a team are still very young. You know, we are still the newest team in Formula One. And I think for us in the moment, there's more performance to be gained for the team to make it better, to get ready. Because and in the moment, there is no American driver with experience in Formula One. Therefore, we decided not to take an American again, you know. So what does it take? It would take an American driver which has experience, and that is not there in the moment. Somebody is going to make experience with Williams, you know, which is a very good thing I see. I think what I'm a little bit, I wouldn't say disappointed because that's the wrong word, but what I would like to see a little bit more support for Sergeant Logan from America, because there is an American coming to F1, and there is not a lot of things around it, you know. I miss that a little bit because everyone says, "Oh, we want an American driver, Okay, Haas hasn't got an American driver, but I still support Sargent what he's doing because he puts our feet in very cold water here, you know. So, but there's not a lot behind it. So there is, I would say, there is no American driver, or not, I think, there is no American driver with experience in F1. And there is one which is going to make it, and he needs all the support he can get in the moment. And I don't think in the moment it's there. So hopefully it comes, you know, because I wish that he makes experience. And then once he has made experience, he comes to us, the American team. How about that?
That is the perfect answer.
Correct. You see, I said it's a little bit longer than one word, you know, but
yeah,
we
exactly.
got there.
I think now having 3 tracks in America will increase that hype as well. Just seeing on the reaction to the Vegas race being released as well. What does, I know you can't give me details because it's not season, it's preseason right now, but what does the strategy for this season look like compared to last year's?
I think our strategies we made a good step from 21 to 22 performance-wise, and we just want to continue to do that, like we did in the beginning when we came to Formula One before we got into the pandemic, where we fell back quite a bit, you know. So we just want to keep on growing and keep on getting better.
With Hulkenberg now replacing Schumacher, how is he going to help carry the team this season? Because he's known for his strength and stamina, in addition to all of the support he brings formerly when he was in F1. What do you envision with him now on your team?
I think what it will bring for Kevin is just a reference. I mean, performance-wise, talent-wise, I rate them pretty equally. You know, so I think that is our aim, that they push each other, you know, to get better. You know, if one is particularly bad in one corner, as an example, that he looks at his teammate and hopefully he's good there, so he improves. So to have that one, which was very difficult because Mick was a rookie. It wasn't that he didn't have talent; he was learning, and therefore I go back to the rookie thing. You know, as a team, we want to move up. And the best thing to do that is with experienced drivers. And we had the same scenario when we started in F1. We took experienced drivers straight away, you know. So that is what we want to pick up again. Just this consistent getting better.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of that, I think my highlight from last season was K-Mag's P1 finish in Interlagos, which was phenomenal, which now all eyes are on y'all for that. with now the addition of a total of 23 tracks this year, and Hulkenberg being added, how is the strategy for K-Mag to replicate this step for Haas and to maintain that endurance that's necessary to earn a podium finish this season?
I think the P1 last year, it came unexpected. We took an opportunity. It was given to everybody, and we took it. We were there when it to be taken, and that is the strategy with the podium. You know, in the moment, we cannot fight for a podium just with our own means. There is some teams are just too strong out there. But if you put yourself in a position that when you are given the opportunity, you are there to take it, then you can achieve it. You know, the biggest example was Brazil last year with the pole from K-Mag. You know, we knew it was going. We need to be, everything needs to be perfect, and we can do it. You know, and we did it. And it's the same with the podium finish. If you look back a few years, there were some podium finishes from midfield teams because they put themselves in the position that something went wrong for the big boys. They picked up what was left. So, and we need to put ourselves in that position, Sam.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think in coming into this new season, it's going to be very, very interesting and very exciting moving forward. So what can fans expect to see from your team coming into this new season, in addition to everything that we've seen in the last like 5-6 years?
I mean, our aim and hope is that we just get better and we can fight for points every weekend, you know. And normally we are never short of giving people some surprise or some drama or something unexpected, you know. I think we are always interesting for the spectator. So, but our aim is just to improve our results and be consistent in the points.
To kind of veer out just from strategy wise, I know that although you guys are the only American-based team, the majority of your engineering side is in the UK. How could, if you guys were able to move that to the US?
Very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. It's just so much expertise in in Europe in F1. You know, I always say nothing is impossible, but it is even made more difficult now with the budget cap, because to move people, you need to offer something more. And I think the United States are not a cheap place to employ people as well. So you always try to do the best you can within a budget cap. So in a moment, it would be not very not a positive move for the team to move everything to the US. You know, I say nothing is impossible. I mean, we all know that, but would it be a wise decision? I don't think so in the moment. So very difficult to do in the moment. And I know that I didn't give you a proper answer to that one, but in the moment, there is no thought about doing that because it would put us back in the field quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it was a long shot, but you know, hope springs eternal for America. What can I say? But because of the addition of the Las Vegas track, and now with 23 this year, which track do you believe will give you guys the most challenges this year?
I think a new track is always a challenge. Vegas will be a challenge for everybody, you know, because it's completely new. We don't have any data of it or very little data of it. So I think this year Vegas will be the biggest challenge because we just haven't been there, that being the reason.
Yeah, I think it just based on how the track looks, it's reminds me a lot of Monaco, and Monaco is notorious, as you know.
It's a high-speed Monaco. It's a high-speed Monaco, you know.
Oh yeah, no, it's even
it's
more
high-speed
intense.
Monaco.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is going to be the most long shot question, and it is totally okay if you don't answer me on this. I know that you probably won't tell me when your livery announcement is, but instead, the way I'm going to ask you about it is, is it going to be your best livery yet, in your opinion?
I mean, having first of all, we start off with having MoneyGram on board. It's a great, they are a great sponsor, and obviously the livery will be. I wouldn't say different. I think it will be a nice livery. You know, will it be the best? I mean, you know, that's taste. I don't know what your tastes are, what other people's tastes are. I think we always try to do a nice livery, always thinking about also performance on a car. I mean, people don't think that the livery also is part of performing a car, because more paint you put on, heavier your car gets. And in Formula One, every pound counts, you know, it's performance. So you always try to use as little paint as possible. So, you know, it will be interesting to see. And I don't think you have to wait a lot longer. In a few weeks, you will get to know about it, how it looks. And then you can tell me if you like it or not, if it is the best ever or not.
Okay, I will hold you to that, and I will email Stu about it. But yeah, I mean, even having, because the FIA made it the cars, you have to now reach a lighter weight, like by 2 pounds, which I'm guessing that 100% went into y'all's decision with your livery, be it top secret until February.
Correct, yeah. And the weight last year, it was a challenge for us, I think, for more teams, not only us. And it's always a challenge in F1, but it's the easiest performance you've got. You need to be at minimum weight, you know. And last year we didn't achieve it, and this year one of our things was we need to be at minimum weight, and everything counts, you know. So as you say, having a little bit of a lower weight, 2 pounds, which is still a lot of weight to save, you know, it's not as easy. F1 is very challenging for the engineers.
Yeah, every time I see stuff about FIA regulations, I always get so worried for y'all's engineers, because it seems like one of the hardest kind of jobs out there. Is there anything you can tell me about the VF23 for y'all's upcoming season, or is that also under wraps?
It's all under wraps, Sam. You need to wait until Bahrain test until you see it, you know, because everybody will tell you the same. Every team will tell you, say, I don't tell you anything until you see it yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You try.
Maybe. it was worth a shot. What can I say? But that's really all I have question-wise for you. Is there anything else that you would want to tell fans, specifically in America, to look forward to or to keep their eye out for this upcoming year?
No, there is nothing specific, but I think what I appreciate with the American fans, a lot of new people discovered the sport, and I think it's a sport which is very interesting. And more you watch it, more interested you get in it. And now having 3 races which are in their character, I call it, complete different between them. Obviously, I cannot 100% judge Las Vegas, but I think we all know Las Vegas, and we know our expectations there. You know what it will be. It will be the biggest show on earth ever, you know. So all of these tracks have got something particular. This is not a cookie cutter. You go to one, no, they're all very specific. And now I think people should take the opportunity if they can, and if they can get tickets now, to go to one of the races to experience it even more if they got intrigued by Formula One, because I think it's a very interesting sport. And as much as you say there's, you know, we have now an American rookie driver and an American team, I think it will get more interesting for America as a nation as well, the sport in the future. So if you're on board of it in the beginning, it's always a good starting point.
I can't say anything more about that, because all of those points are so correct. It's the best. I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy preseason schedule to speak with me. It's been an honor.